You do have regenerating health, but later goons can easily pump you full of lead from a hidden corner. Once in a while, you'll find yourself in a car section instead, and holy shit. If you're playing as Niobe or during this one section when you're chasing down a plane and car as Ghost, you gotta deal with some of the loosest car controls in the history of ever. You can't take your time in these because you're either trying to keep up with something or else the mission fails, or you're getting chased by the cops and you gotta book it. So because you have to go so fast, you lose control of the damn thing from even the slightest bump, and every time you jump off of a ramp, it's fucking Russian roulette. Either because you crash into something as you land, or don't jump period because of unreliable hit detection. When you're playing as Ghost for most of these, all you have to do is aim and shoot at shit, which is about as mindless as it sounds. You're literally just shooting at cars until they blow up, even against those twins from the second movie. I was having a hard time with these guys at first because it seemed random on whether or not I could damage them. I think you're supposed to shoot the cars around them and then stall them out. Either way, I got so fed up with this that out of morbid curiosity, I turned away from them and shot the cars in front of me because fuck it, nothing else is working, let's roll that dice. But guess what? This ended up working. Apparently the twins don't exist when you're not looking at them, and I cleared the boss fight just fine after doing this. What the fuck is this game? As for other boss fights, feel like helicopters? Good, you fight two of these early on, so there's some visual variety for you. The second fight is a goddamn crapshoot because you can only attack it while it's shooting at you. Maybe you're supposed to jump across these pillars while using focus, but this ended up being so inaccurate and time-consuming that it was more feasible to just mow the thing down before it mowed me down. And for some reason, you don't have regenerating health in boss fights. This is never explained, you just suddenly don't. But let's see, we have a one-on-one encounter with Carrie-Anne Moss, a fight to the death with Stephen King's Cujo, you get your ass kicked by the Seraph. I thought agents would be a bigger part of this game, and a couple of times you run into one, but you're heavily encouraged to just run away from it. In the movies, this made sense, but I don't know, in a video game, I would have preferred a more hands-on approach. Well, there was that one time in the control tower, but one grenade later and he's down like a bitch. Woo, this game's a mile a minute. The final boss, I shit you not, is this tiny-ass tracker that's chasing you when you're fleeing from the Sentinels. It doesn't fight back, and it's the only thing you have to shoot down, but take a look at this. Can you even fucking see what I'm shooting at? Okay, then I shot the little thing down and got my live-action trailer of the third movie, so I guess that's some sort of reward. And now I get this special code to use this hacking screen. Now, for as much as I thought this game was laughably clumsy, using the hacking menu to enable bonuses and cheat codes was honestly cool. It's like you're actually using a command prompt from a DOS computer, so you have to type in command lines and run executables to activate shit like infinite ammo and infinite focus. It's not much, but charming nonetheless. Hell, that might be the only way you can make this game somewhat playable. Just activate these codes and go ape shit with guns, and watch as your auto-aims still fucking suck. Yeah, this is a waste of time. The only reason you ever played this game before was to watch that exclusive footage and get more out of the whole story, but guess what? These cutscenes are now included in the Ultimate Matrix Collection Blu-ray, meaning there is literally no reason to play this now. It's a dark, clunky mess of a game, there's not much to it mechanically, and it has been done better before. Ever play Max Payne? You're probably better off playing that instead. I never touched it personally, but I heard good things about it. And now you know the truth. Whether you're living in a virtual world or having a sweet rave in an underground orgy cave, Enter the Matrix will fail to captivate you in a way that no simulation cannot already accomplish. Indeed, Enter the Matrix will make you think it's like...
Concurrently, while your first question may be the most pertinent, you may or may not realize it is also the most irrelevant.
When in reality, it's more like...
Ergo! Vis-a-vis! Concordantly!
Well then, until we meet again, remember to free your mind. That or you could just wait until Path of Neo. I hear some things about that. Just a few things. Wait next time. It's all great for a couple of hours, because by then you'll have seen everything, and the Stanley Parable doesn't offer much besides that. I struggle to even call Stanley Parable a video game in the traditional sense. It's rather an interactive choose-your-adventure sort of spiel, with each story lasting around 10 minutes or so. Again, there's nothing your character can do besides move and interact with certain objects, and to stress again, he can't even jump. It's damn fun to witness what the narrator will say when you do certain things, but the gameplay, if you could even call it that, is not very engaging. I may think it's better than Portal as far as writing goes and the thought-provoking discussions it encourages, but if you were to ask me, Portal still beats it because it had great writing on top of being a game that was also super fun to play and mess around with, proving that you can do both and excel in doing so. As such, the Stanley Parable falls under my one-and-done sort of thing. I saw what it had to offer, I've seen just about every possible choice I can make within the game's structure, and I had a lot of fun seeing where it all led, but afterwards, that was it for me. The magic of my first time was gone, and though I still admire Mr. Brighton's performance as the main reason I suggest picking this up, I see no reason to go back to this, unless I actually want to press this button for 4 hours straight. Trust me, that makes sense in context. That said, though I think it has a short shelf life, I still heavily recommend this as a piece of interactive fiction. It's $15 though, that might be a bitter pill to swallow for some given how little it offers after you experience everything, and because it's so light on the gameplay, but given the great time I experienced when I first discovered the kind of silly things I could accomplish and listening to the narrator berate me for doing so, I'd say it's worth that price. I'm a man that loves a good laugh, obviously, and I appreciate the Stanley Parable for making me laugh a lot. Well, as I stated in the update video, I am going to unfortunately have to cut this current Donators Marathon shorter than I wanted to. I know I say that, and I realize we're close to the beginning of May, and this thing started in the beginning of January. But originally I wanted to look at more than what I did in the previous Donators Marathon, and couldn't exactly do that because the last couple of weeks, the last month and a half really, has just been hectic, just getting with the move and all the other shit behind the scenes. It's been a mess, and I do, again, greatly apologize for making you guys wait like weeks between videos, especially like in today's case where it's like not very long. So I was thinking to lead into what I was gonna say next. I was thinking for like future Donators Marathons, because not every game could be like a 10 to 15 minute video. I was thinking for like the future Donator Marathon, like I just do like a bunch of video games all at once for like a couple of, giant collective videos, so that, I'm looking at a lot of games at once instead of just, looking at one game. It's like 5 minutes long and you guys are not a fan of that. I want to get your guys' opinion on that. So if you could, take some time out of your schedule, tell me in the comment section or on my Twitter page, actually, at somecallmejohn, whether or not I think it's actually better for me for later marathons, well, Donators Marathon specifically, to like just bunch up a couple of games, maybe a couple of short games together, so that I can make a big video, like just do a giant ensemble sort of spiel. I think that could work out for, later videos, so that you guys aren't waiting so long for like a 6-7 minute video, because, I really got no excuse for that. Well, I appreciate the feedback if you guys can get it to me. That said, we need to end this current Donators Marathon with a bang, but I mean, what's a bang? I mean, what do you end this thing on? What do I have that was given to me that would be appropriate for ending this current marathon? Something big, a grand adventure, most likely given to me out of spite. But what can I do? I think I know exactly what I should do to end this marathon off. It's only a matter of time, I suppose, so... hard, but still, if you died, you had to travel through the area outside the cave again, avoiding crystal golems, then you had to travel through the caves themselves, and it's full of invisible pathways and other shit. Then you gotta deal with these giant clams that, no, you can't ignore, otherwise they just follow you into the boss room and overwhelm you. All this just for another attempt. Oh look, he went ape shit and killed me like a chump, now I gotta do all that over again. It was exhausting, at a point in the game where I was already feeling burnt out. You should have seen my face when I met the booby lady, not because of her massive cleavage, but when you meet her, you can finally warp between active bonfires. Oh my god, you get this way too late into the game. I was ecstatic to finally cut the backtracking in half, but I was also like, shit, I'm over 30 hours into this game, what the hell? That's my biggest problem with Dark Souls, honestly. For as minimalistic as it yearns to be, it's a little too long to warrant it, I think. You remember back in my Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain review and how, despite the fantastic gameplay, it wore me out with its lack of story and repetitious nature? It's sort of the same for me here, only Dark Souls is also much harder. I mean, I can get past a hard game as long as it's a tough but fair challenge, something I think Dark Souls does perfectly fine. But only for a certain amount of time. Over 50 hours? Yeah, you're getting your money's worth, no doubt, but I was exhausted by the end of it. I made plenty of memories, to be fair. I beat this Jeremiah guy and took his silly-ass Q-tip outfit with me. I caused a bunch of bounty hunters to chase me around and jump off cliffs for some soul grinding. I had way too much fun with this game's ragdoll physics. Just like rub them against the walls and just fucking mess around with it. It's like, dance, my little puppets. You all look like you're breakdancing. You'll definitely have hair on your balls when you finish this one up, and this game is exploding with secrets that I'm sure I didn't even cover and alternate ways of playing it. Maybe if I ever decide to live stream this game, I'll go for a magic build next time, who knows? There was a lot of weapons, armors, cloaks, shields, a lot of items I ended up not using because, they're suited for playstyles that I wasn't comfortable with, but, that's how much is given to you in this game to approach the game how you want. Don't expect to beat this in a weekend. This is an investment, a long-term, tough-as-nails investment. But if you want a good challenge, yeah, I'd say go for it. But none of that compares to what I consider the greatest challenge in making this video. I'm not talking about the undead dragon inside the painting world or the battle with the four kings. I'm not even talking about Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. Child's play when compared to the horrors of raising a newborn kitten. Folks, meet Celine. She was abandoned by her mother about 4 weeks ago and I took her in. She's the main reason why this video took a bit to come out. I've been spending the time nursing her back to health and playing Dark Souls at the same time. That's a healthy combination, but I think I'm doing good. She's way more active and fidgety. She can see now. She's moving all over the place. I've been a very overprotective and paranoid father to this kitten the last couple of weeks, but it's good to see that she's doing well, and I'm welcoming her to my family. My family of myself, my area rug, my futon, and my basement. But here's the beginning of a beautiful friendship, Celine. You give me a bro fist. Okay, you do it later. So right now, I want to personally thank everyone who gave me feedback on the last video and my Twitter account regarding how I should handle future Donators Marathons. So from now on, whenever I decide it's time to do another Donator showcase, I'll combine a lot of games together because this last couple of months have been quite a mess in terms of video production. The live streams have been a great way to fill in the time, and I really want to thank my Twitch audience for just sticking by and supplying me with laughs and all that sort of shit. It's been a great way to fill the gap, but I really want to get back to making versus videos. So now the Donators Marathon is over. I got my next marathon planned and ready to go. Before then, though, I want to do a couple of individual videos before we get started. The beginning of summer is looking great with what I got in store, and I hope you guys look forward to it as well. With all that said, I'm exhausted. Nothing to do with Dark Souls ever again, so maybe the sequels or live stream, who knows. Thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night, and take care.
I decided to look around for something else to worship, something I could really count on, and immediately I thought of the sun. Happened like that. Overnight, I became a sun worshiper. Well, not